Hi, and welcome to class 5 of our Boss School series. This class is about multiplying your income, all about team building. I am your teacher, Sharon Miranda. I'm a senior sales director with Mary Kay for now 12 years. I'm so excited. And we're going to be reviewing several things, but mainly documents made by National Sales Director Auri Hatheway. So let's go ahead and dive in because we have a lot to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and share something on the screen, which is the documents from our pink boot camp that we're going to be seeing. Okay, so this is class 5, multiply your income, sharing the opportunity. We've been talking through this series about the importance of working your business full circle, right? Full circle that helps you build a solid foundation for your Mary Kay business. And that not only does that, but it also opens up several sources of income, and you're just not limiting yourself to one, right? Which is just sales, which is great. But if you can also not only earn from your sales, but earn from other sources for the same work, then why not? Then why not? So we're going to start off with some tips before you decide to team build, meaning that you're sharing the opportunity and you're mentoring other people who also want to start a Mary Kay business. These are some important tips to keep in mind. First, you need to make a decision. It all comes down to a decision. Decide that you want to access both streams of income. Don't prejudge anyone when it comes to sharing the opportunity. We want to share with everyone. And I understand that we do have a target market that we look for. And we're going to talk about who our target market is in Mary Kay. But you don't want to prejudge, okay? Be coachable because if this is the very first time that you're team building, right, we're all going to go through that, those very first experiences. Your sales director, your mentors, your national, they've been there, they've done that. So be coachable, and we will help you and guide you through the process. Okay. Keep connecting. It's a relationship process that deepens with layers. So connection is very important. How can you connect people? The only way that you can connect with people is that they know you, that you talk to them, right? That you share your story, your why, and we're going to talk about that. But this is definitely a people and relationship building process, and you have to learn how to love that process and how to build those relationships, because people will always be more loyal and they'll be more open to hearing you out. Another thing is continue to follow up. Every time that you share the opportunity, maybe that day is not the day for her to join. Maybe she's not ready. Maybe she's not looking for anything, but you never know what can happen in that person's life 3 months, 6 months down the road, right? A year down the road. But when you follow up, when you layer, when you invite them and you still service them with your products, or you still love on them, when something happens, or maybe they're looking for something extra in their life, they're going to remember you. So follow up. So let's work the numbers. Mary Kay is not magical, it is mathematical, like any business. So you want to work the numbers, and we're going to talk about the law of averages when it comes to team building. Learn how to overcome objections, you guys. This is something you have to get very comfortable with. You need to know what the common objections are. We all had objections. I had many objections when someone shared the Mary Kay opportunity with me, but my recruiter overcame them, right? So she it's objections really is just that we don't have the knowledge of certain things. But when I told her my concerns, and I gave her my objections, she was able to overcome them and educate me. And then I saw the possibility. She helped me see the possibility where before I didn't see it, just because I had those concerns. So you have to know how to do that for someone. Another thing is set a team building goal and share it. What is your team building goal? What is your first promotion that you want to give yourself? Do you know where you're going? What bullseye are you hitting, right? And share it with everyone. People love to help you with a goal. And then of course, book Mary Kay questions and answers with your Mary Kay sales director to learn how to share. So if you feel not as confident in this department, then hey, book your Mary Kay sales director for a coaching session and have her answer your questions, and she can definitely guide you, right? If that's me, I would love to do that. All right, so we're going to talk about this later, the team commissions, because that's one of the most exciting parts of team building, and that's what actually made me decide to start building a team was the commissions. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about how do we share the Mary Kay opportunity. So, if you've been watching this series, and if you haven't, then I do recommend that you watch some previous classes, right, of how we do the how we share the marketing and how we do the facial class, because it's all embedded in those steps. Okay, but so we definitely always share about the Mary Kay opportunity at every single appointment. Um, Even if it's a one-on-one facial, double facial, triple facial, party, huge party, we always take those 5 minutes afterwards to always share. You always share. You never skip a step. You never skip a step. I'm going to tell you a testimony. Are you ready? Are you ready for my testimony? So I, before Mary Kay, actually hosted two Mary Kay parties in my home. So for two different beauty consultants in two different times, okay, of my life, I was asked to host a party. I said yes. I was excited. I brought people to my home. We had fun. We did the facials. We purchased. I earned hostess credits. But now that I think back, in neither of my parties did those beauty consultants, and these are two different beauty consultants, they never shared the Mary Kay opportunity at those parties in my home. Okay. And then I sit and I wonder why. Why did they make that decision for me to not expose me to this opportunity? I do believe that God's timing is perfect, but I also wonder why they didn't do the full circle, right? Because today I'm sitting here as a Mary Kay sales director, senior sales director, who's had the privilege of earning career cars and has had an amazing journey in this business. I was able to um, um, match my income at my corporate job and actually eventually leave that job to do this full time. So why did they not um, share, right? So I'm thinking they probably prejudged, right? And back then I was a news anchor and a news producer. So they probably prejudged and probably this is my thoughts, right? They probably thought, well, she works in TV, she has an established job, she has a good income. She probably will never be interested in Mary Kay. That's the only excuse that I can think of, right? Or reason. And little did they know that I was looking for flexibility in my life. I was dying to have more flexibility. I desire to have more management of my own time, right? And they didn't know that. And because they didn't share, I didn't know that Mary Kay could provide that for me. And years went on before Mary Kay came into my life again. And then finally, someone shared this business with me. And here I am, 12 years and over 10 years doing this full time. And I have all the flexibility thanks to this business. So never prejudge. Okay. So I said all of that, my testimony, to let you know that you never want to skip a step and you always share the Mary Kay opportunity. If you feel that you don't feel confident in that department, please reach out to your sales director. Please ask her how you share the opportunity. And the best way really is to watch her in action. So go to her success meetings, go to her parties with her. Say, hey, can I tag along? Can I listen to you in action? Can I hear you out? Can I see how you do it? That is one of the best ways. Now, so we can talk about and explain the three sources of income, and we always share like a marketing sheet, right? And then we ask them questions. We're going to review all of that soon. But another fun way to do it, especially if you're like a brand new consultant, you're like, I really can't remember all these things and all this stuff, is you can also play a game at the end of your party. If you're like more of an I personality, you're all fun and games, then you can do a party. So I'm going to tell you, you can do a game. So I'm going to show you what is called the Mrs. Cab game that you can play at the end of a party. It's very engaging, it's interactive, and it's just a way for you to share the marketing while having fun. Okay, while having fun. And all you have to memorize or learn, or you can have a cheat sheet, is just the 6 reasons why people start a Mary Kay business. The 6 reasons why people start a Mary Kay business, and you interject your story when you explain those 6 reasons. And we have an acronym for it, so that way you remember. It's Mrs. Cab, MRSCAB, Mrs. Cab. The very first one is M, money. Money. So what you would explain that money is one of the reasons that people start a Mary Kay business. And then what you would do is, how do you play a game? How do you play the game is that you would have objects that represent each of the six reasons, right? So, for example, for the M, which is money, you can have a dollar bill, or you can have a copy of your director's paycheck, or you can have a copy of your commission check if you already have one, or you can have anything that represents money, okay? You would have it in a bag. And the second letter is R, which is recognition. So people start Mary Kay because they want recognition, and in Mary Kay we praise you to success, right? So you can probably have in that bag a picture of your court of sales ring, a star prize, or maybe a picture of the next goal that you're working for, right? Or maybe a recognition, a picture of you when you were recognized at a success meeting with your crown and your sash, something that represents recognition. The third letter is S, and that represents self confidence. So another reason people start Mary Kay is because they want to build their self-confidence, okay? It's a safe place to build that self-confidence. So you can have, for that representation, a before and after makeover picture of yourself or of your customers, or both, okay? The next letter is the letter C, and that represents cars. People start a Mary Kay business also because they want to earn the use of a career car. So, what can you have for that in your bag to represent cars? You can have a small Hot Wheels. You can have whatever. You can have a pink car. You can have a picture of the Mary Kay cars. Anything that represents cars, okay? What you can also do is get a Hot Wheel and get some pink nail polish and paint it pink. Okay, you can paint that baby pink with the nail polish. The next letter would be A, right? And that represents advancement. Advancement. So people do start a Mary Kay business also because the steps to success brochure will show. You can have the steps to success brochure, sorry, in that bag to show all the different steps and how they can move up the career path. And then the last letter would be B, right, which is be your own boss. So a lot of people start a Mary Kay business because they want to be their own boss, right? So for that, you can have like a headband that's stretchy, and you can stretch it out and just talk about, when you're your own boss, you're like a headband. You have all the flexibility in the world, and you are the head honcho, right? When you ask for PTO time, personal time off, it's always approved, right? So those are kind of things that you can have in that bag that represent those six reasons. So Mrs. Cab, it's money, recognition, self-confidence, cars, advancement, and being your own boss. So you would put all those little objects inside a bag. And after your facials, when you're ready to share the marketing, you have each and every person, right? You go around and you have at least those six people take out something from that bag, okay? And then you can just play a game and say, okay, so who wants to guess? Who's my first person? Okay, so you have this, you have a card. What do you think it represents, right? And you can give them a raffle ticket for just answering what they think it represents, and then you explain what it means. So listen, this is one of the reasons it's cars, and then you explain the car, and then you interject your experiences with the Mary Kay cars, right? Maybe you've earned one, so you want to share how many you've earned. Maybe you haven't earned one yet, right? Keyword, you can always earn one if you want to. Maybe your sales director has. Maybe you've been part of a unit that has. Maybe you've been part of a unit in the process of earning a car. So talk about that experience, how you've been able to help a unit earn a car. So you give an example and you interject your own experience for that representation. And then the same thing with the money. Okay, you share about what the 50% commission is, and how you can sell in different ways, and how you can make profit in different ways, and how you have a residual income. So that's just a fun game on how to share the marketing without feeling overwhelmed, and you're having fun, and you're giving raffle tickets, and you're explaining the six reasons why people start Mary Kay, and you're interjecting your own story in it. Okay, so that's just an idea that you can use and run with. If that's your personality style, and you're listening to me, you're like, oh, that kind of seems exciting. I want to do it. Run with it. Try it at your next party. Okay. So that is one thing that I want to talk to you about, is the different ways that you can share the marketing opportunity. Another thing I want to talk to you about is you have to create an I story, a passionate I story that you would share, right, at your facials and at your parties. Prospects or people will sign with you for only one reason. And I'm going to tell you what that reason is: because they connect with you. And the only way that people can connect with you is because they know you. They know your story and they identify with you. That is the only reason people want to sign with you. So if you're not sharing your story, how are people getting to know you? How are people identifying with you? Or how are you inspiring others to want what you've already accomplished, right? And want to follow your steps if they're not listening about you and your story, and they're not able to connect. So you have to connect by sharing your I story. So if you don't have an I story, I'm going to give you a couple of tips of how to create a passionate I story. First, you want to be authentic and you want to be honest, okay? Be authentic and honest. That does take courage, but that is what's going to touch hearts, because people can see and they can perceive and they can hear in your voice and they can see in your mannerisms and they can see how you talk if you are being authentic. And we need authenticity. That is what really people pay attention to, and they feel that they can trust you, okay? So these are a couple of components that you want to have in your I story. The very first thing is, what is your why for starting your Mary Kay business? Why did you start your Mary Kay business? Out of those 6 reasons, were there one or two reasons? What is it? Why did you start your Mary Kay business? The other component would be, what is your current goal and deadline? What are you working towards? What are you doing? And when do you need to do it by? Okay. And how excited are you in doing that? The next thing you want to have as a part of your passionate I story is how life has changed since you started your business. How has your life been enriched? How have you been inspired? And maybe you're watching this and you're like, I've only been in Mary Kay for 2 days. What are you talking about? How my life has changed? But you know what? Your life has already changed. If you want to think back when you decided to say yes, even if you just been here for 24 hours or 48 hours, there's a reason why you said yes to the opportunity. You were either inspired, you either were exposed to something different that attracted you. Maybe you were invited to a success meeting and you saw all the positivity that is so strange in the in the secular world, right? In corporate America, you saw something different. You were welcomed, right, to that meeting. Maybe you were inspired by a story, and you're already, maybe you were welcomed by your team when they, welcomed you to the team. Everybody started telling you welcome. So there's something that has impacted you positively and has already changed your thinking. So you can share literally just that. Okay. And the other component would be, what do you enjoy the most about Mary Kay? What do you enjoy the most about Mary Kay? And I'm going to read, okay, I'm going to read from my old Mary Kay University Manual. I love these things. These are just the best resources. I'm going to give you a sample I story so you can see how it would sound. And I'm going to read, so I'm going to be looking down. So I just want you to really think and just listen to my words, okay? So this is what I would be sharing at a facial or at a party. Well, my name is Sharon Miranda. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself so I'm not stranger danger this afternoon. So I was motivated to start my Mary Kay business when I saw the income potential and the success that my friend Karen was having with her business. Our growing family has been recently kind of struggling with financials, especially now with the inflation. I'm sure there's lots of families struggling, and I know that we have seen a change in our finances. So we decided to start a Mary Kay business to generate that additional income that we need to live debt free. Our goal is to really live 100% debt free in like 3 years. So that's my current goal. That's what I'm working for. That's the reason I started my Mary Kay business. So my director actually gave me a huge goal to complete 30 practice facials in my first 30 days to get started. So I really want to thank all of you for taking this moment on this day to lend me your face, because you are helping me reach my goal. So since I've started my Mary Kay business, life has really changed a lot. Our family is more united under one vision because we have this goal that we're working for. My kids ask about my goal. My husband is engaged. So we have a sense of hope that we didn't have otherwise, because we know that we have this Mary Kay business that can bring that extra income. So that definitely has brought hope to my family. I'm really enjoying how much I'm learning also about business skills, and the people that I've met. The women in Mary Kay are really amazing. They're supportive, they're encouraging, and they're really a group that you want to hang out with. So now that you know a little bit about me and a little bit about Mary Kay Ash, the company, are you guys ready to try some products? Okay, and as a reminder, at the end, I will share how Mary Kay transforms lives. And just for letting me know what your opinion, by completing a really small survey, you do get entered into our cash giveaway that we're going to be doing at the end of next month. Okay? All right, awesome. So let's get started with your pampering session. That is an example of what an I story can be. Okay? So you can listen to that over and over, interject your information, and make it your own. All right. But that really, you see how it was authentic, how it was sincere. You know, I shared that in the example that that we're a little tight financially because there's inflation. Do you think that you're the only one that's probably going through that? No, there's probably a lot of those women that are listening to me, right? Give that I story, that are going through the same thing, that are feeling how their finances are being impacted. So they're going to engage to what I say at that moment. And they're going to probably, they're going to be like, you know what, I'm going through the same thing, and I'm looking for something. And if this is helping her, then it can probably help me. Okay. So they identify. So that's why you have to share and be authentic. You don't have to give all the details. Okay. But you do have to kind of be real, because you're talking to real people that can potentially be going through what you're going through. And you can be a source of hope with the Mary Kay opportunity and with your story. All right. So when you do that, you want to always be prepared at every single appointment with a marketing flyer, with your marketing surveys, right? Your I love your opinion forms. And we used to, back in the day, take beauty agreements. Now it's all so easy because you have an agreement link. Do you know where your agreement link is? Do you know how to access it? Do you have it saved on your phone somewhere where you can just access it immediately and share it immediately, so you don't lose any time when someone says, I want to start a Mary Kay business? Please be prepared. That way you look professional. Another thing that you want to know is your audience. Okay, so we do have a target market that we look for. We do have a target market that is a homeowner or a person that rents because they have a financial responsibility. They have to be responsible with something every single month. Normally, it's people, women that have families or their wives. Okay, a mom that have kids, right? Because they have that responsibility of having to take care of others. So they have to have their finances right, coming in, because they have mouths to feed. Another person that you're looking for is someone who's has a career. So if they're successful in a career, that means that they're responsible, that they show up right to work, that they know what work is, that so they have all those experiences in life already. Okay, that they're older than 25. Okay, there are exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, you want someone who's older than 25, has a little bit more of life experience, because if they're younger than 25, not everyone, but a lot of them are still in party mode. They're still in party mode. Okay, we're young and living free. Okay, so there's not too much responsibilities before 25. And someone who's positive, definitely a great attitude, who is positive. Okay, so we look for busy people, we look for decision makers, we look for people who are family oriented, we look for people who have more month than money, meaning that they get a great check, but before the month end, they're probably tight. They don't have enough money. Okay, they have more month than money. And we look for those who are not the sales type. We want people that are friendly, who want to educate women, who want to enrich lives with this product, but is not pushy or sales type. All right. Okay, so those are all the target market that we look for. Okay, let's talk about skipping steps. Let's say you are at an appointment and you already know, or maybe they've already told you that they're interested in starting a Mary Kay business before you even did the individual close, before you even sat with her, or even before you just know, or she's told you that she wants to start the Mary Kay business. Do you go ahead and still do that individual close with her? What do you think? Of course you do. You always do it. You never skip a step. You never skip a step. a step. So why do we go through all the steps of an individual close before we actually give her the link to the agreement and have her just sign it? I'm going to tell you why. Because you always want to book her second date, because you're already educating her. You're already teaching your new team member on how to book and how to see her again. Okay, so you're teaching her to book by having that experience with you. Okay, you're teaching her, and not only that, but that second appointment will now probably turn into her debut date. Why do we close her sale regardless if she wants to start a Mary Kay business? Is because you're teaching her, again, you're educating her on how to sell. And that way, so she can take Mary Kay products with her that day from you, and she can use it every day, every night, and she can fall in love with Mary Kay every time she uses that product day in and day out. Okay. And then when she buys the product, what does that tell you about her? So when someone that wants to start a Mary Kay business and is going to sign on the spot, but she still buys product that night, because that happens. People buy the product and then they sign. What does that tell you about that person? It tells you that she loves Mary Kay enough to spend money on it. And it also tells you that she loves herself enough to spend money on herself. So it does tell you two very important things about that person. Okay. All right. Let's go now back to our resource that we had online. Okay. Because um, I want to talk about hmm, this right here. But before we go there, I want to talk about one last thing, and it's the law of averages when it comes to sharing the Mary Kay opportunity and recruiting. So work the numbers. So normally, 1 out of every 5 properly layered women will join your team. 1 of 5 properly layered women will join your team. So, what is layering? What is layering? Layering, let me get this off the screen. I don't want to confuse you by watching that and then listening to me talk about something else. So, layering is this: she's someone that maybe you facialed at a party or at a facial one on one, and she bought the product. So now she's using the product. That's one layer. That's one layer. Now you book her second appointment and she's going to become a hostess. That's a second layer. So you saw her at the first appointment. She bought products. She's a customer. First layer. Now she's going to be my hostess. That's her second layer. Okay. That you send her home with some kind of marketing marketing information. Okay, that's another layer. Maybe you've invited her to a guest event that your sales director is having. That's another layer. Okay, maybe she's interested, but she has questions. So you've taken some time to connect with her personally, either over coffee or on a personal Zoom, and you've answered questions. That's another layer. Maybe you've shared a marketing video or a marketing audio to get her opinion. That's another layer. Okay, so those are all layers. When we talk about 1 out of every 5 properly layered women will join your team, that's what we're talking about. Okay, that's what we're talking about. All right, let's go back to our document. Now, what are some of we talked about that this class is called Multiply Your Income. So I just went over a lot of different tips and ideas of how to share the marketing opportunity and how to grow your team and welcome people on. Okay. What are some of the benefits? What are some of the benefits? So these are just examples of team commissions when you're a consultant versus when you are a red jacket versus when you are a sales director. Okay. So what do you earn? And when this is what made me go for directorship, because when I was a red jacket, I remember till this day having a conversation with my recruiter over the phone, asking me, um, telling me, I was really excited because I had just gotten like a $600 commission check, something like that. And I was really excited about it. And she told me, okay, let's go ahead and at looking at the job, at all the work that you did to get this commission check this month without doing anything less or anything more. Okay, just for the same work that you did, what the difference would be in your commission check just by having the title of sales director. And she sat with me and she showed me the difference. And she said, this is not you doing more work. This is you not seeing more faces. This is you doing the same exact work as a red jacket, but just by having the title of sales director for the same work, this is what you're making. That opened my eyes. I was like, what? Why am I working and getting paid a fraction? Okay. I was like, if I can work and do the same thing that I'm already doing and get paid triple, sign me up. Sign me up. And that's when I took my decision really seriously. And I got into DIQ and I became a sales director in 2 months with a car. Okay. I had no time to waste because I'm like, why am I working and getting paid a fraction? So this is when, let's say, your personal team produces 5,500 in a month. This is the example. You have a team and your team did 5,500 in a month. Okay. All right. So if you have a personal team as a consultant, okay, you would get $220 in commissions. If your team did 5,500 in a month, you would get $220 in commission because you're making 4% commission. And then let's say you had 4 personal qualifieds. Okay, that's $50 cash bonus. So that's a total of 200. So as a consultant, either senior consultant or double senior, you or as a that you would have to be a senior or a double senior, right? Because you have a team. You would get $420 in commissions. Yay! Okay, that's kind of like where I was when God opened my eyes. I was very excited about my $600 check. And then when you're a red jacket, you're making more commission. Okay. Your commission is now bigger, your bigger percentage. So now instead of 220, just by having 3 people on your team, you're making $715 in commission, right? Based off this monthly production. And you're still making the 200 because the cash bonus for qualified is the same, which is $50. Okay. So now it's gone from 420 as a red jacket for the same exact work. It's $915. Okay, now this is where the magic happens. Just for having the title for the same work, just for having the title of sales director, now you're making 715 commission and personal team commission, okay, which is a 13%. And then you are also now making commission off your unit, okay, which is $1,265, right? Right now it's a 36 percent commission, okay? Well, actually, no, 23% commission, 23% commission. Then if you have a car, the Grand Achiever car, okay, if you decide to get the cash bonus, it would be $425 every single month. If you have, okay, let's just go to the bottom one here because the 4 personal qualified, instead of $50 cash bonus, you're getting 100. So now as a sales director, it doubles. So instead of $50 per each, you're getting 100 each. So that's 400. So now this has doubled. And then when you have 4 qualified personal team members or a combination of personals and unit qualified, Mary Kay also gives you an extra $400 bonus on top. So the total commission for that same month for the same work, but just because you have a title that says sales director, you're getting $3,205 in commission versus the 915 as a red jacket. So you can see that the rewards are, it's like, I remember them telling me it's like giving yourself a 300% pay raise. Okay, for the same work, for the same work. It's not like I'm doing anything extra. Okay, so it's exciting. It's exciting to see the rewards. Now, this is the Mary Kay career path, right? We all start as a Mary Kay beauty consultant with 50% sales commissions. Once you welcome 1 or 2 team members, you're a senior beauty consultant. Now you're making 50% commissions on your sales still, but you're making 4% on your team commission, and you get cash bonuses of $50 for new qualified team members. As a star team builder, you get to wear the red jacket. That's having 3 to 4 team members. Now you can make up to 8% team commission, and you still get the $50 bonus for each qualified consultant. When you are a team leader, that means that you have 5 to 7. Now your commission has gone. The max was 8 with the red jacket as a elite, as a team leader, you can make up to 13% commission plus all the other benefits. An elite team leader, I love that it says elite. That is the name of our future national area. That is when you have eight, and now you can also count, right? Your second line, okay, and then you go into DIQ, and then you become a sales director. And then as a sales director, you already saw the jump in the commission. It's ridiculous. And of course, as a national sales director, if you have printed this out, you have this worksheet. Also, we already went through this about how to create a powerful I story. So it just kind of asks you questions that you can answer, and then you can make it your own. Also, you have some of the Mary Kay marketing sheets that you can also use when you share the Mary Kay opportunity at your appointments, okay? And then you have the Mary Kay Q&A. This is a great way to layer people. So after they've heard the initial, this is, well, not, well, it can be a layering. It can be a layering, but the same way that you can either talk about the marketing or you can play the Mrs. Cab game, you can also do the 5 coupons for 5 questions. So this is what they would do, is that they would use this QR code to watch a video online, and then they have to connect with you either in person, on the phone, or online, and they have to ask you 5 questions related to what they watched, to the business. Not 5 questions about you, 5 questions about the business opportunity, and then you answer all 5. And for the 5 questions that they're going to give you, they're going to get these 5 coupons as a gift. Okay, these coupons as a gift. What I suggest is that you put an expiration for 5 months. So this would be 1 month that expires, the next month this one, so that way they have 1 coupon for the next 5 months to use. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the common objections, because this right here is very important. We talked about how you should be learning how to overcome these objections. So one of the main ones is, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. So you can literally just say, I totally understand. When will you have it? I totally understand you may not have it right now, but when will you have it? Don't be scared to ask them when, because sometimes they say, oh, I'll have it next Friday when I get paid. Okay, and then you just follow up with her, and then next Friday she can just become your team member. Okay. Another one is, I'm not the sales type. You can say, totally understand, but you know what? We are not saleswomen. We're beauty consultants. Look how simple is that. That's their simple response, because we really are not saleswomen. We're beauty consultants. We educate and we empower women on beauty and skincare tips. The product sells itself. They've been selling itself for 61 years, and we're in almost 40 countries. So they sell themselves outside of the United States. And we're currently the #1 globally. So they do their job themselves, as long as you're willing to show them. Another one is, I'm shy. You can simply say, at your training, where you're encouraged to start with your friends and family. So don't worry, these are going to be people that already support you and love and you feel comfortable with. So once you finish 2 or 3 appointments, you'll begin to experience the practice, and that truly will help you blossom and feel more confident. Plus, you're not going to be by yourself. I will hold your hand the entire way. Okay. Oh, this one. This was me. This was me. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. So you can just simply say, well, busy people are usually the most successful because they've had to learn how to manage their time. They maximize the little time that they have available. What I've learned is that with 2 hours, with 1 hour, right? Really with virtual now, with 30 minutes or to an hour, you can work a Mary Kay business virtually. So would you be able to find 30 minutes to an hour in your week? And you just let them answer. Normally they always say yes, and say, perfect. So if you have an hour just that you can give me, in an hour I can show you how to work this business and make income for your family. Okay, so are you willing to work to find that hour so I can help you? And then most likely they will say yes. All right, and then the other ones you can read on your own, because you have this manual to use. Okay, so I'm so excited, and I hope that this class really helps you feel more confident about sharing the Mary Kay opportunity, and more confident and know the value about sharing your personal I story. It's your I story that's going to open their minds and their hearts to the possibility of them starting their own Mary Kay business. You have to share with and be authentic, because people will identify with you, and people will only join your team if they know you and connect with you. So I just encourage you to connect like never before with everyone that surrounds you, Decide to grow, decide to unleash the potential of other incomes in your business, and give yourself a promotion if that's what you have in your heart, because there is room, plenty of room, in the top for you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I hope this blesses you, and have an amazing time connecting with everyone that surrounds you at every single facial and party. So party all the way to the top, my friends. Bye.